Hello, I'm Charlene of the Rainbow Frequency, and today we're going to just have a little conversation. Um, that was my own experience that I'm going to utilize hopefully for you as a teaching lesson, because as a Reiki teaching master, my number one thing here is to help impart what I learned from my experiences to help you in your ability to balance yourself, to listen to your own intuition. I, of course, am here to help you as a practitioner, but teaching for me information that is so important, I give freely from the heart with intention and hopefully impactful purpose. So recently I had an event with my friend Julian that got rained out. I had very much put, and my camera is on the YouTube, I'll leave that. And now the air conditioning, you can't win. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, that's where stop being inhuman and just channel, damn it. It doesn't matter. So it got rained out. I was very sad. I was so just devastated that I couldn't have what I was hoping to bring forth to the world and have the community building experience that I so longed for, and collaborating with my friend to create something that would be a gift to the audience to help them feel more settled and centered and grounded and balanced, but also layering of sound and energy as a gift to the energy that is the all. I mean, we're all connected, we're all energy. I feel that so deeply, and it's just simply true. I mean, it's science, look it up. But it's also more than science. It's life. It's the miracle of life, I dare say. So anyway, back to my story. So, the rain cleared enough to where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and just be mopey and forlorn. I'm going to just go out there and get up on that stage, and I'm going to do what I felt was going to be so important to be done on that specific day. And when Julian and I had met at the Hey Penny stage initially to really see it in my, see it forward, I got up on it, I danced, I beat on it with my hands to see if I would be able to touch it with my hands, because I didn't know if it would be splintery, but I felt like I should touch it. And it was just a very lovely experience with him, a very impactful day. And we talked about the space, the Carillon. The Hey Penny stage is right behind the Carillon, which is a big, giant bell. And it's a monument to World War I found out when I got there on the day of said event. And at the time we had spoken, when we met, I was like, we both agreed that the energy there was beautiful. He's had sound baths there where Mother Nature in the form of deer and other things joined in, very beautiful, our world, and how if we allow for it, we can have that interweaving of humans and nature and energy swirling around in such a beautiful, we'll dare say, painterly fashion. Yeah, I'm a teacher and a poet at heart. Sorry, not sorry. So I got there the morning of. I put out a post, after having canceled it publicly. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going. Anyone that wants to join me, come. And, in my mind prior to and discussing it with Julian, I was like, I really feel it's going to be successful. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And, I was just like, you know what? We're going to hold on to that. Let's go. And we get there. No one's there. I get up on the stage. I have my son record it. And I just do the dance that I knew I had to do, that when I started learning Reiki, all sorts of stuff started pouring through. And I wasn't expecting to get a dance. I bought a drum. I didn't expect to first be instructed to be the rhythm, to be the drum. It makes so much sense now that I've gotten to the other side of the journey. But at the time I was like, what the holy what? Okay. But I've always loved tap dancing, so let's do this. And then I started making me put it out there on Instagram and social media and YouTube. And I'm like, I don't know about this. Okay. But here I am. I'm going to rock you like a hurricane. And so I get up there and I dance and I just put it out there. And as I'm starting the performance, I'm instructed to call it a spirit dance. Okay. You say so. Let's do this. And then I do it and I beat that rhythm into the stage and think about it. My symbol, if you were to look at my site and things, is an H with a dot in the middle. It's a symbol that means the healing frequency, the healing vibration of sound. And in my work, I convey my energy healing through reading cards or what have you for people. It's another visual form of conveying a message that I have to deliver. I have done it through guided meditation. I do it through conversation. And in this dance, it's no different, right? It's that vibration. My feet beating the rhythm in. It's that putting that vibration out there that is healing energy. A friend of mine recently gave me a book, The Healing Power of Hado. And reading it, I deeply connected right away, because to me it was just a further explanation of what I was feeling when I was learning Reiki. And it's in Hado, the difference between the definition of Reiki, which is the universal energy that we can tap into, Hado it means wave. And if you think about it, things, energy, it all travels in that wave. I mean, I wish I could explain it and understand it more fully, but right now, that's where I'm at. And it's, sound vibration, wave. One bit of information, I am very passionate about the environment, and I've had information come through that for sustainable energy, tapping into that biorhythm, which is hopefully ever constant, right? That's part of the equation. I'm not a damn scientist in that way, but I'm like, whoa, thanks, guys. But I've also noticed, in my own work, there have been times where I've had to just allow my body to move. And I will admit, when it first happened, it freaked me out. I wish I'd kept a better journal of all these things, but it was freaky and I didn't necessarily want to write it down because I was a little freaked out. But, I was in the bathtub and I was having a really hard time. My dad either was in the midst of transitioning or had just, and grief is hard. And all of a sudden I was in the bathtub. I think I was crying. And all of a sudden I was just being rocked back and forth. And it wasn't me. I mean, seriously, it was not. And I was just like, holy moly. And it wasn't freaky like in the movies, like I can't think of the one with Keanu Reeves and what's her shoes. Anyway, the androgynous lady that's so Tilda Swinton. Anyway, it wasn't freaky like that. It was really just comforting, and for me, it's more that connecting to the essence of Mother Mary or what have you, the divine feminine that nurtures. Many names can go to that. Okay, I'm okay with this. I was okay with it. I could get down with that. It was personal. It was comforting. Sure. The next time it happened, I was at a psychic meetup group, with a bunch of people. Some of them I'd met before, a few friends, but, in a group that I didn't really know. And we were practicing intuitive play, doing exercises. All of a sudden I was moving against my own volition. And I was just like, are they noticing? Oh my God. I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. Like, I don't want to freak these people out. I don't necessarily want to figure this out necessarily here, which was really, in retrospect, maybe I should have just gone with it and let them help me figure it out instead of being freaked out. But I've always been very strongly opposed to anyone controlling me, of being hypnotized, even my relationship with God, I seriously, or the divine, whatever we want to call it, I seriously treated that power like it was a genie. And if I didn't cover myself completely, it would bite me in the ass. And, some serious trust issues, and I'm a recovering perfectionist and people pleaser. So, it's just, there's a lot of going on in here that we had to work through. So, thankfully, I have really worked and put my all into processing the undue fears as much as I can at this point, and face the music, face the song and the rhythm that's in my heart, really lean into what I'm passionate about and get brave about going in front of you guys and doing it. So, we get there. I'm doing my dance. I'm giving it my all. It feels really good. Like I'm giving it to the land. It doesn't matter that no one's there in front of me. My son's there. And it just felt appropriate. I knew that day I needed to do it on that day. I knew that it would be very impactful at that location. I just needed to dig into why I felt that way. And it was beautiful. It really was. And I know this is going to sound very strange, but I don't like war. That part's not strange. But World War I has always been, to me, a very interesting one. I mean, it really triggered quite a lot of the future, didn't it? Triggered, awful word choice there. But when I was homeschooling, I seriously tried to get my son into poetry through trench poetry. Thinking come on, World War I, poetry from trenches? Come on, you gotta love that, right? It's so impactful to me, and I love it, oddly enough. But the sentiment, the heart that goes into it, that's part of the healing. And, I'm doing the dance. And one little teaching moment I had is that all of a sudden there are people milling around, and my son is starting to get uncomfortable. And he's like, Mom, you can hear it in the video. And I just keep dancing and just ignore the fact that he's interrupting it. And at the end, I'm just we end it, and I look at him. I'm like, look, it doesn't matter that there were people coming. Like, this is a public stage. At the moment, since no one's occupying it, it's my stage. And this is what I'm here to do. And I did it. I'm not bothering anyone. So I'm sorry you're uncomfortable, but let's move past this because, anyway, tried to have a good parenting moment. Then this person showed up. And it was just funny because then we had the most amazing experience together. It was a success, you know. I then did the dance for her and it was wonderful again. And it reminded me of a moment when I was in 8th grade, I believe it was. And I went to the beach with my friends, Katie Brown and another friend. And we rented surfboards. I'm originally from California, Southern California, and I've always just, like, since a kid, like, I wanted a wetsuit. I was like, yes, I need that, you know. And then, you know, I just always wanted to surf. So we get there, we rent the surfboards, they go out first, they're doing it. It looks so cool. I'm so like, yes, I can't wait. And then we get out there, me and the instructor. I'm so excited. And it is flat. The waves are gone. And I'm just like, but you know what? I'll be damned. So I was like, you know what? I came out here to stand up on a surfboard and I'm going to do it. So I did it. I stood up on that damn surfboard on the placid water and I was proud of myself. You know, yeah, I did that. You know, and, you know, looking back at that moment, you know, I didn't appreciate it really for what it was at that time. I mean, I was proud of myself, so that was important, and I suppose it did what it needed to do at that juncture. But looking back at it, I'm like, I mean, sure, one could scientifically tell me that the weather patterns and blah, 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 that it was just timing of me being there and the waves, the motion of the undercurrent, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter how or why, but I was in that moment. I stood on this surfboard on a flat surface of water. And looking back, the gift in that is that, one, I did it. Two, that perhaps that was me and my relationship at that moment to where I was and how I perhaps was an element in that equation to soothe the currents and to really think about it. You know, like, don't let yourself be stopped just because perhaps what's going on around you doesn't look like it's going to be successful. You know, like, a lot of times, right, they say you're being tested to see, like, how you will respond. Are you going to give up? Are you going to push through? You know, like, who's to really understand? That's what I've really sorry, Matilda just rocked the YouTube world. I really had to understand, you know, if I'm going to be a spiritual medium, I'm going to be an energy worker, the first rule of business is to get your ego out of the equation. Ego. Shh. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sit over there and try to hold your tongue, because I have to tap in and just be the tool. Whether that's, you know, in doing energy work like Reiki, being the dancer, you know, musicians, artists will say this as well. Like, you're in the motion, you're in the doing, and you get into that flow And while it is you, it's beyond you, right? It's bigger than you. You feel inspired. You feel that muse, that spirit going through you. That's it, you know? And again, meditation doesn't have to be emotionless activity. When you're in that flow, that is that meditative space. So it's just, part of these long-winded messages are here to impart to you, like, do what you do with intention and purpose and heart and soul, but also allow yourself the space and freedom to get creative and play. A lot of times people will talk about wanting to kill the ego, or you have to rid yourself of the ego. In my personal belief system, no. I mean, there are many deaths of self that one undergoes, and that could be one application of what they mean by that. But what I've learned is it's not about killing or truncating any part of you. I mean, again, I'll say it 90,000 times. And Peter Pan, when he doesn't have a shadow, he's going nuts. He needs it. Like, it's there for a reason. Yin and yang is at my core, my basic principle of how I feel. Maybe that's not exact English that everyone else would say it like, but that's how it comes out of me. I hope you understand it. It's balancing it all and knowing when it's being useful and when to listen, when to be like, thank you, I understand that you want to keep me safe because of past experiences, but we got to push through this. Because when I was writing my fantasy novel, when my son was really young, like I want to say he was maybe like 6 to 8 months, like I really had to get something in my life where I could connect back to myself. And it was free, and I could be watching him bounce in his chair, and I could get out what I needed to get out. A lot of it was research, and it led me really down my spiritual path and introduced me to many different of my gifts, first in a fantastical realm, because again, I said this in the last message, a lot of what we are comes through to be our clues in what we love. Truly. I mean, argue with me on that one. I 1,000 dog dare you. I really do. I love to have conversation with people. And like, I feel it. And I'm not saying that everything I feel and think is the end all be all, but at the same time, sit with that thought and tell me there isn't some aspect of it that you feel. And I have somebody requesting to be in my live video. Hello to all of you. Thank you, my Instagram world, for being here. If you want to do a video with me, I am a planner. As much as I try to really be in the flow, I'm still a Capricorn. So if you want to do anything with me, let's set it up in advance and let's collaborate. I'm here and happy to collaborate. Like, I'm not here just to hear myself talk. I want an audience. I want people to interact with, because these are things that come through me because it's an evolution of thought process that isn't just for me. It's for everyone. We are becoming more empathetic. We are becoming more heightened in our sensitivities. We are becoming more attuned in many different ways. There's many different vernaculars to speak to this. Ascension, leveling up, downloads, light codes, blah, 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 blah. So many words out there in the world. You follow me, right? And thank you, Williams Paul 080, for your I really like you comment. I very much appreciate you. And I give you love back. But again, if you want to collaborate, talk to me and we'll discuss. But, since the dawn of time, we have been evolving in consciousness. It's been a hot minute since. I will say also, just for the public record, I'm married happily. Thank you very much. All right, back to the message. Since the dawn of time, we've been evolving. It's been a hot minute since the Bronze Age. You're all in agreement. So we have been leveling up in how we think over and over and over and over and over, right? So it's no different than where we are now. And it's, science is, the world at large is opening up more information to us, allowing for more things to be practically considered. A lot of the psychic world that previously had been scoffed at, they're starting to give credit to. That's huge. The fact that we're starting to really validate people's emotions and want to listen to them is a huge jump in our cultural evolution, anthropologically speaking. Oh, Matilda, come back. Oh, sorry, YouTube. I'm rocking you in so many waves. Oh, and you, Instagram. All right, Matilda, everybody, she's here to heal you. She's very familiar with the subject. Okay, William S. Paul 080. I'm not a sugar baby. I'm not. Nope. So thank you. No thank you. Adieu. Avita saying. Bye. Anyway, I'm not here for this that's going on right now. I am a serious person. I might be really fun and playful, but I'm serious about these things that I'm speaking about. And I put a lot of work into this, and, I come, wet, bedraggled, more so to show you that I'm a real person. This isn't necessarily rehearsed and all glamorous, but also I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. I'm not afraid to come before you authentic, no makeup, because I'm not here for you to like me in that way. So not to be bitchy or cold, but I am happily coupled. I'm not here for romantic engagement. I am here to meet with people, share information, collaborate with intention and heartfelt purpose. So if you like what I'm putting down, you want to hear more of it, you want to talk seriously on the subjects of energy and spiritual, anthropological, cultural evolution to where we can all have harmony and be in the highest good of all involved. Hi, sign me up for that conversation. Otherwise, sure, I like talking about lots of things. Don't get me wrong. not just spiritual and energy, but anyway, you got me all, and I don't mean to be mean, but no sugar babies. You want a sugar baby? Go to the store. They have candy. It's there for you. Anyway, on that, I'm going to just stop this ramble. But seriously, people, I'm here. Do what you feel in your heart and soul and see where it leads you in the highest good of yourself and all involved. You know, that's my heartfelt wish. That's what I'm here to help lead people in. If you want a guide, I am here. You know, I'm a business, a real, legitimate one. And it isn't all about the profit as far as dollars. I mean, it is nice to survive, right? But it's about being a beneficial impact on my environment and helping heal what's around so that the world can be a better place, not only for me and my son, but everyone, because I do really passionately support equanimity and the environment. I mean, to me, they're tied. Anyway, best wishes, all the love to you. I'm not a sugar baby. Unless you want to be referring to me as the animal sugar baby with the sticky toes. Because I am into animism. Just saying. Anyway, best wishes, all the love. I'll see you next time. Get up on those surfboards and ride the wave of your inspiration. See you next time.